just want to say this. I think I'm going to stop Chill Neace. Should I end on a... I think I will end on a loss. Because that's kind of the essence of the thing, is that you're supposed to not really worry too much about it, right? Let's do a quick post-mortem on Chill Neace this second season. I think the second season went a lot better. Unfortunately, it has to stop because I am moving to Korea and you can't really play on an NA account from Korea. It's not really possible. But I wanted to take this time to firstly say thanks to everybody that submitted builds. I took as many builds this time around, or this season, as I could, within reason, of course. You can see, you know, it got a little harder once we hit into platinum, but we did get into platinum with Recon mid, and we haven't had much time to dilly-dally around platinum. So yeah, I think ultimately it was a net positive experience. The goal of Chill Neace was to try as many different champions and learn as many different playstyles as possible. I think we succeeded with that. We got all the way to platinum, which kind of proves that you don't really have to even be that good to get to platinum, at least mechanically, because there's so many so many of these losses are just mechanics gaps, time and time again, just constantly. Like I'm trying to think. Let me go ranked only here so you can see what I mean. We just ended with a rel loss. That's mechanics gap. Not really comfortable with her. I think I could have played it better. Obviously, team sucked, but there's probably things I could have done better. Mechanics gap on Rek'Sai for a long time until we figured it out. Even had a bug. Mechanics gap on Kiana. Mechanics gap on Orin for sure. Misfortune, there's probably some there. Yi, just rusty. Probably could have done better there. Lulu for sure. Lucian for sure. Lilia for sure. Belvath, I lost a bunch because I didn't have good mechanics on her. Time and time again, we were dropping games because our mechanics weren't up to snuff, and the games we were winning was either we just got lucky or our macro was solid enough on champions over the time that we practiced them. So I think this proves, like, again, you know, you can get up in rank. Like this account, even with all these losses everywhere, you can see them everywhere throughout this thing. You can clearly see that, like, we're winning, but overall winning. 64% is nothing to scoff at. It means that you would make it to diamond. Like, if you just kept going, you would just climb right up, as long as, you know, you kept your composure and kept gaming. Yeah, I wanted to take this opportunity again to say thanks and to announce the next season of Chill Neace, which is the next season. We will be, we're going to take a long break here. Don't expect any videos for a week or so. Once we get back into Chill Neace, the goal is actually going to be playing on the Korean server. We're going to start from probably a low elo account, probably a fresh account, I guess. And we're gonna do a jungle A to Z. So that's every champion in the jungle A to Z on the next one. The reason, again, that we didn't finish all of the champions here is because, quite simply, we just ran out of time. In Korea, we won't run out of time. We'll be able to get through every single champion. I really want to do a jungle version of this, because I found, and you guys can let me know if you agree with this, but I found that there was just a lot of games where I think jungle is the streamer role. I think it's the streamer role. I think it's the best role in the game for minimizing nonsense, variance, and also additionally, it seems like people like watching jungle. And then obviously there's so many champions that we could try to jungle with and make it work. So that will mix things up a little bit. We'll also maybe add in some fun little mini games along the way, but that's kind of where we're at with this challenge. So I think ultimately everything that we wanted to do with this, we kind of got out of it. And the only thing that I'm regretting is that I didn't have more time to finish this account out all the way to Z. Even with rel, I would like to do it again. What are you gonna do? So we documented all the losses, even the most tilted days. We documented the most non-tilted days. We documented champs that we knew, champs that we didn't. We went through a bunch of champion rundowns. Hopefully you guys learned something from this. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, I say any of you guys watching this right now, make sure to go to the reddit.com/r/Neace subreddit and, you know, come and hang out. Just be a part of our community. We're going to do this again and again and again. And we're going to keep coming up with ways to keep things fresh. And let us know what you guys think about the direction of doing a jungle exclusive climb. Maybe we could go through each role. I mean, maybe we could do one A to Z from jungle. Maybe we could do an A to Z from mid. Maybe we could do an A to Z from top. Probably not support, but it's just because the support. No, it feels like no one wants to watch people play support. It just seems how it is in content. But maybe we could do each role and well, you know, I'll be in Korea for 2 years, so it'll be fun messing with that. Obviously, this helped a lot with my coaching too. I mean, there's so many things that I learned about champions now, and I am understanding them more and more when I do this. It's just growing my game knowledge a lot. So yeah, thanks so much. I think we did a pretty good job of staying chill. We had, like I said, we had a downswing in here when I got pretty frustrated, but I've gotten a lot better. I think from just my pros and cons of this, I think I've gotten a lot better at just accepting losses for what they are. Like, I get frustrated, of course, but like, I don't really care as much now. I just know it is what it is. Like for example, even like this Rel game, it's just like, I could just see the matchups and just know it's like, oh, if these guys aren't good, you just kind of lose. There's not a lot you can do. Like, you don't stress out over it. If you're stressing out over it, you're just being an idiot because, well, that's the other thing too. Stressing out over it's meaningless because at the end of the day, if it bothers you, play a different champion, right? Play a different role. That's the point. You know, you can't play something like Rel top and not accept it for what it is, which is, you know, you're gonna have a lower win rate. You're gonna be team dependent. You know, you're just gonna have less opportunities to carry. If you're playing something like Rek'Sai, like, it's a mechanic gap, you know, make some mistakes, you don't carry, it's GG, right? Just in certain builds and playstyles also don't work, and so you have to recognize like what win rate you're after. You know, how often do you want to be in control of the game, and be okay with relinquishing agency onto others. And if you relinquish the agency onto others, you can't really you can't really be that upset when you lose. Now the difference here is obviously doing it for content. You know, if I'm forced to play a tank, I'm going to be miserable a lot of the time, mainly because I just know that content wise, I know that I'm just going to be at the mercy a lot of the time of like, okay, I've got a big brand, like hopefully this guy does that, or have an Orianna, hopefully my roam pays off, right? Hopefully this Wukong is useful and doesn't like run it down. You do a lot of relinquishing agency, and I think that's why tanks are historically so frustrating for me, is because it's like, especially in the case of Rel, where I also have mechanic problems because I haven't played her before. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the learning experience of this. I think it taught me a lot. I think my coaching's better because of it, and so we're gonna keep doing it. And with that, I think I've said my piece. Overall, we were 108 over 61. I think we came in with the account, had some losses and wins, but it was in bronze. We climbed all the way to plat 4, nice and smooth. And, you know, there's plenty of accounts that get stuck for much longer. I really didn't know what I was doing a lot of the time with certain champions. We got carried a lot too. But if you think about it, we've had plenty of games where we didn't, so I think it balanced out pretty reasonably. Overall, I think it was a pretty fair account. I can't really feel, I don't leave this climb thinking that like I got scammed by teammates too much, honestly. Even if they were frustrating in the moments, some of the loss streaks. And I guess I should say what my best builds or my favorite builds were. I was pleasantly surprised. Let's see here. I can't see them all, but I was pleasantly surprised with some of you guys' creativity on builds. I thought that some of you, like stuff like the Cassid and jungle, We did not do Nasus jungle, but that's like another example. Like any builds where you guys took a concept and actually created something that made me go, oh, that could work. Poppy was actually really good too. Poppy with Umbral, she was doing 1 billion damage. Rakan mid was surprisingly good. And yeah, we've had plenty of stuff here where I've been like, oh, this isn't even that bad. That's all I got. I look forward to next season. Let me know what y'all think. I'm done ranting at you. I just wanted to make sure I closed this down properly and address you guys properly, because I know you put a lot of work into the builds, and I'm sorry that we didn't get through all of them. So maybe next season we'll reset everything, and yeah, let me know what y'all think. Remember, stay chill. And that is the end of season 2.